returned to San Diego for Thanksgiving after a year teaching literature in Japan. My name is Emily Carter, and I'd been sending $1,500 every month, $900 for my daughter Samantha's college expenses, and $600 to help my parents with their bills. At the dinner table, surrounded by the usual dry turkey and awkward small talk, I leaned in and quietly asked Samantha, was the $1,500 I sent each month enough? She acted confused, her fork pausing midair, and said, "What money?" My parents froze in panic. Their faces went pale, my mom dropping her napkin while my dad shifted uncomfortably in his chair, avoiding my eyes. The room grew heavy with unspoken tension as my sister quickly tried to change the subject, but I held my gaze on Samantha, waiting for the truth to surface amid the forced smiles and cooling gravy. It was the moment everything unraveled, revealing layers of deception I'd never suspected from my own family. If this shocking family revelation resonates with you, drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more intense stories, and hit that bell so you never miss an update. We left the house that night without saying another word to anyone. Samantha followed me to the car, her steps quick and quiet, as if she feared breaking the fragile silence we'd built in that tense dining room. I drove us to a nearby motel on the outskirts of San Diego, the kind with flickering neon signs and rooms that smelled faintly of old coffee. It was Thanksgiving, so options were limited, but I didn't care about the price. I swiped my card at the front desk, grabbed the key, and we settled into a dim space with 2 beds and a small table. Samantha sat on the edge of one bed, kicking off her shoes, while I paced for a moment before sitting across from her. "Tell me everything," I said, my voice steady but low. She looked up, her eyes tired from more than just the holiday meal, and nodded slowly. She started with the basics, how she'd moved into her dorm at the local university for her psychology major. Excited at first, but quickly overwhelmed by costs. Textbooks alone ate up her savings, and rent for the off-campus apartment she'd needed, after the dorm waitlist backed up, was higher than expected. "I thought you'd help," she murmured, "but Grandma said you were stretched thin from your job abroad. She told me not to ask because it might stress you out more." I felt a knot tighten in my stomach as she continued, describing nights where she skipped meals to save money or picked up extra shifts at a coffee shop near campus just to cover groceries. One time, she fell asleep during a lecture after pulling a double shift, and a classmate had to wake her. "I figured you were busy building your career," she added, her tone not accusatory but resigned, like she'd accepted it as fact. Hearing that hit hard because I'd sent the money faithfully every month through my dad's account, the one he'd set up years ago for better exchange rates on international transfers. $900 for her needs and $600 for their household bills, wired on the first like clockwork. I pulled out my phone right there in the motel room and logged into the banking app, my fingers trembling slightly as I scrolled through the transaction history. The transfers showed up clear as day month after month, the full $1,500 leaving my account and landing in theirs. But when I asked Samantha if she'd received any of it, she shook her head again. "Nothing," she confirmed. "Grandma handled all the family stuff. She said you'd call if you could send something, but you never did, or at least that's what she implied." I closed my eyes for a second, letting the reality sink in, and that's when the flashbacks started flooding back. It all traced to my childhood, the parts I'd buried deep to keep moving forward. I was 5 when my parents adopted me after years of failed fertility treatments. Before that, my life had been a blur of foster homes, different kitchens, strange smells, and adults who promised stability but rarely delivered. One foster mom locked the fridge at night, saying food was for good kids only. Another smoked constantly, filling the air with menthol haze while ignoring my coughs. I didn't remember names, just the uncertainty. Then came Andrew and Michelle Carter, who swooped in like saviors, They had a cozy house in San Diego with a backyard swing and fresh-baked cookies on the counter. For the first year or two, it felt like a dream: new clothes that fit, bedtime stories, and hugs that didn't come with conditions. I learned to say please and thank you without prompting, to hide my fears so I wouldn't seem ungrateful. They were trying, and I was determined to fit in. But when I was 10, the miracle happened. Michelle got pregnant naturally, against all odds, and the house filled with joy, neighbors dropping off casseroles. My dad crying happy tears. Stephanie arrived pink and perfect, and suddenly the world tilted. I became the extra piece, the adopted one who should be thankful for any scraps. It wasn't overt at first, a nod for my good grades, while Stephanie's first steps got applause. But over time, the whispers crept in. "You should be grateful we took you out of the system," Michelle would say during arguments, her voice sharp. Andrew nodded along, rarely intervening. Stephanie got piano lessons and elaborate birthday parties with themed decorations, while I made do with hand-me-downs and quiet celebrations. If she broke something, it was a learning experience. If I did, it was proof I wasn't careful enough. I loved her, though she was my little sister. Innocent in all of it, and I tried harder to prove my worth through chores and silence. By high school, the pattern solidified. I worked part-time jobs to buy my own school supplies, never asking for help because it felt like begging. College was the same. I grinded through community college, then transferred to a state university, studying literature on scholarships and loans, pulling all-nighters between classes and waitressing shifts. Once I graduated and landed a teaching position, the guilt trip started. "We raised you," Michelle reminded me whenever bills piled up. So I sent money, groceries, utilities, even part of Stephanie's tuition when she decided on marketing school. It became expected, unspoken. When I married briefly and moved abroad for better opportunities, the transfers continued through Andrew's account. After the divorce, I came back with Samantha, then 1-year-old, vowing she'd never feel like an afterthought. I built a stable life as a professor, and when Samantha announced her psychology major at 18, I signed up for the Japan teaching gig to boost my pay. The extra income meant I could send that $1,500 monthly without strain. Back in the motel, those memories collided with the present as I refreshed the banking email on my phone. A notification popped up, confirmation of the latest transfer, but digging deeper into the linked statements, I saw no outgoing payments to Samantha. The money sat in the family account, untouched for her, but withdrawn in chunks labeled household expenses. My heart raced as I showed Samantha the screen. "This proves I sent it," I said, my voice cracking slightly. She leaned in, her expression shifting from confusion to shock. "They told me you couldn't afford it," she whispered. "Grandma said you were focusing on yourself now that I was grown." We sat there processing it, the room's thin walls echoing distant traffic from the highway outside. Samantha admitted she'd almost dropped a class to work more hours, thinking I didn't care. "I felt like a burden," she confessed, and that word burden echoed my own past too closely. I canceled the automatic transfer to their account right then, my fingers flying over the keyboard to stop the next one. But questions swirled. What else had they taken? The apartment I'd left in Stephanie's care while abroad, with her promising to cover the mortgage in exchange for staying there. She'd begged, saying rents were sky-high in San Diego, and I'd agreed because family helped family. Or so I thought. I logged into the mortgage portal next, expecting to see payments logged, but the screen showed nothing for months, a hardship pause approved under my name. Someone had filed it, claiming financial strain from my overseas situation. I froze, realizing it had to be them falsifying details to avoid paying. Samantha watched me, her face paling as I explained. "They let me believe you abandoned me," she said, her voice rising with realization. We talked late into the night, piecing together the lies Michelle's calls, where she'd downplay my efforts, Andrew's vague confirmations about deposits, Stephanie's silence on it all. The next morning, I drove Samantha back to her apartment near campus, a cramped space with notes taped to the walls and a microwave doubling as a nightstand. She showed me her schedule, crammed with classes and shifts, and I promised things would change. But first, I needed answers. I texted the family group, keeping it neutral. We need to talk about the money. No response came immediately, but I knew the confrontation was brewing. Over coffee that afternoon, Samantha opened up more about the emotional toll sleepless nights, wondering why I hadn't reached out more, assuming my Japan job meant I'd moved on. "I thought maybe you were free without me," she admitted, and I shook my head firmly. "Never," I replied. We hugged then, the first real connection since my return, but anger simmered beneath it all. Days blurred as I gathered details, calling the bank discreetly to confirm the transfers. The representative noted the funds had indeed arrived, but were redistributed internally, no trace to Samantha's name. I screenshot everything, building a quiet file on my phone. Flashbacks kept interrupting times I'd sent extra for holidays, thinking it helped everyone, only to hear later about Stephanie's new gadgets, or Michelle's spa days. Gratitude, they'd called it, but now it felt like exploitation. Samantha and I video called that evening, her from class break, me from the motel. She looked lighter already, sharing a funny story from her shift, but the underlying hurt lingered. "What now?" she asked. I told her we'd confront them soon, but deep down, I sensed this was just the beginning of uncovering how far the deception went. As the week progressed, I extended my motel stay and focused on work emails to ground myself lesson plans for my upcoming semester back home. But evenings were for digging. One night, I cross-referenced the mortgage pause documents emailed from the lender. The signature looked like mine, but wasn't the date stamped during my Japan stint when I had no access. Falsely represented, that's what it was, and it pointed straight to family involvement. Samantha texted updates from her side, friends noticing her stress lift slightly, and we planned our next move. The pain blended with determination I'd sacrificed for years, and now it was time to reclaim what was mine. A few days later, I decided it was time to face them directly. I dropped Samantha off at her apartment after breakfast, and headed straight to the apartment I'd left in Stephanie's care. It was a modest 2-bedroom place in a quiet San Diego neighborhood, nothing fancy but reliable income if rented out properly. Stephanie had pleaded to stay there while I was in Japan, claiming high rents and promising to handle the mortgage payments as rent. I'd agreed, emailing her a simple agreement, where she typed her name to confirm. Now, with the hardship pause staring back at me from the lender's email, I knew something was off. I parked outside and knocked firmly on the door. Stephanie opened it halfway, her expression shifting from surprise to a forced smile. "Emily? What a surprise. Come in. I was just packing some things." The living room was filled with boxes taped shut and labeled with markers. Dishes wrapped in newspaper, clothes folded neatly, even some of my old furniture pushed aside. Michelle and Andrew were in the kitchen, helping wrap items, acting like this was a normal family moving day. "What's going on here?" I asked, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. Stephanie shrugged casually. "I'm moving out soon. Found a better spot." I glanced at the boxes again, half the place already cleared, and spotted a keychain with a new logo dangling from her pocket. "A better spot? How?" She grinned faintly. "Bought a small storefront downtown. Thought I'd start my own boutique fashion stuff, you know? It's been a dream." I felt the pieces click. "With what money?" Stephanie crossed her arms while Michelle paused her wrapping and Andrew avoided my gaze. "Savings," Stephanie said flatly. "And not wasting on rent here helped." I took a breath to steady myself. You mean the mortgage you were supposed to pay? The one that's now on pause under my name? She rolled her eyes. Oh, please. I handled that for you, filed the paperwork so it wouldn't foreclose while you were gone. You should thank me. Michelle chimed in then, her tone defensive. She needed a stable place, Emily. You weren't using it anyway. I turned to them. I wasn't using it because I was working overseas to support Samantha and all of you. That money I sent every month? The $1,500? $900 was for her college, and you took it without permission. The room tensed further as Stephanie laughed lightly. Took it? It was family money. We needed it, more bills piled up, and Stephanie's business idea was solid. Andrew nodded vaguely. We thought you understood. Gratitude for raising you. I pulled out my phone and showed the screenshots the transfers logged, the mortgage pause with the forged details. This isn't gratitude. This is falsely representing me to the bank. And Samantha struggled because of it, working extra jobs, skipping meals, thinking I didn't care. Michelle waved a hand dismissively. She's young. She survived. Don't make it dramatic. Stephanie added. Your daughter was fine. Cereal for dinner builds character. I didn't raise my voice but kept pressing. You let her believe I abandoned her. Stephanie shrugged again. We did what we had to. The boutique's almost open, keys in hand for Christmas. That's when I noticed more. The boxes included items from my storage, like old photo albums and kitchenware I'd left behind. You're taking my things too? Michelle folded her arms. Family shares. You owe us for all those years. The conversation spiraled as I demanded explanations. Stephanie admitted casually that my money funded the boutique down payment. It was sitting there, she said. Better used for something real. Andrew muttered about helping Stephanie get on her feet, while Michelle defended it as practical. I started recording discreetly on my phone midway through, tucked in my pocket, but capturing every word. Stephanie boasted about pausing the mortgage. I did you a favor, signed the forms since you were abroad. Easier that way. Her voice came through clear on the audio later. Michelle added, We told Samantha you couldn't help to spare her disappointment. The admission hung heavy as I realized the full extent they coordinated this. Redirecting funds meant for Samantha into Stephanie's venture, while falsifying documents to live rent-free. I left without another word, the door clicking shut behind me, but not before snapping photos of the boxes and boutique keychain. Back at the motel, I replayed the recording for Samantha over a video call. She listened in stunned silence, her face paling as Stephanie's words echoed. They really did that? She asked finally. I nodded. And more. The boutique, they used your college money for it. We talked through the anger, her sharing, how Grandma's calls always steered away from finances, making her feel isolated. I forwarded the audio to my email for safekeeping and began compiling everything: bank statements, the emailed agreement with Stephanie's typed signature, text messages where Michelle thanked me for family support, and Andrew confirmed deposit dates. One message from Stephanie even read, Thanks for the extra this month helping with setup. Determined now, I searched online for local lawyers specializing in financial disputes. Justin Lee came up highly rated, a sharp attorney with experience in family fraud cases. I called his office the next morning and scheduled a meeting for that afternoon at a downtown cafe. Justin arrived in a simple suit, notepad in hand, and listened as I laid out the details: the transfers, the mortgage pause, the boutique funded by misdirected money. This sounds like a strong case, he said after reviewing the screenshots on my phone. The recording could be key if obtained legally, which it was, since California allows one-party consent in person. We discussed options: civil suit for restitution, damages, and possibly criminal referral for the false representation. Justin advised gathering more evidence, So I spent the evening digging through old emails. One from Michelle months ago confirmed. The money arrived, we'll handle Samantha's share. But her share never came. Another from Stephanie boasted about smart investments vaguely. I forwarded them all to Justin. Samantha joined me at the motel that night, bringing takeout from her coffee shop job. We ate while planning she'd keep her part-time gig for normalcy, but drop the extra shifts. I like making lattes, she said with a small smile. Keeps me grounded. As we talked, she opened up about the emotional layers feeling optional in the family dynamic, much like I'd felt growing up. Grandma always favored Aunt Stephanie, she noted. I agreed, recalling how Stephanie's whims got priority while my needs were afterthoughts. The following week, Justin filed initial paperwork, a demand letter to Stephanie, Michelle, and Andrew for repayment of the diverted funds, $9,000 total for Samantha's share over 6 months, plus mortgage arrears and damages for the false filing. The letter outlined the evidence and warned of court if unpaid within 30 days. I mailed certified copies and waited. Responses trickled in via text, Michelle claiming exaggeration, Andrew suggesting a family meeting to sort it, Stephanie dismissing it as jealousy. You've always been dramatic, she replied. But no payment came. Meanwhile, I visited the boutique address. Stephanie mentioned a small shop in a strip mall, sign reading Steph Styles, half installed. Peeking through the window, I saw racks of clothes and my redirected money at work. It fueled my resolve. Justin and I met again to prepare for potential court practicing questions, organizing files. He explained the process, small claims for quicker resolution, but civil court for fuller damages given the amounts. With the audio and docs, it's solid, he assured. Samantha supported from afar, texting encouragement during her classes. As the 30-day deadline approached, tension built. Michelle called once, her voice pleading. We're family, don't do this. I hung up without responding. Flashbacks returned, childhood moments, where gratitude meant silence. Like when Stephanie got a new bike while I fixed my old one. Now, it all connected to this betrayal. Samantha and I grew closer through it, sharing dinners at her apartment where she'd show psych notes or vent about lectures. School feels easier without the worry, she admitted one evening. But the hurt lingered, motivating us forward. Finally, the deadline passed without payment. Justin filed the suit officially, serving papers to their addresses. The complaint detailed everything: the misdirected funds, false mortgage pause, emotional damages to Samantha. Court date set for a month out. I breathed easier, knowing action was taken, but braced for the fight ahead. The court date arrived sooner than expected, a crisp morning in San Diego's downtown courthouse. Justin and I met outside the building, where lawyers hustled with briefcases and clients whispered in corners. Samantha came along for support, sitting quietly in the back row as we entered the small civil courtroom. The judge, a no-nonsense woman in her 50s, called the case promptly. Stephanie, Michelle, and Andrew sat across the aisle with their lawyer, a rumpled man who'd clearly taken the case on short notice. Justin opened strong, presenting the demand for restitution, $9,000 in diverted funds for Samantha plus mortgage arrears of $3,000 and damages for emotional distress and the false representation on the mortgage pause totaling another $5,000. Your Honor, this is a clear case of funds taken without permission and identity misuse, Justin stated, laying out the bank transfers first. Their lawyer stood adjusting his tie and argued weakly. The money was a voluntary gift, Your Honor. No formal contract specified distribution. He looked smug, as if that settled it. Justin countered immediately. We have text messages and emails where my client explicitly directed the funds $900 monthly for her daughter's education. The judge nodded, motioning for the evidence. Justin handed over printed screenshots, including my messages to Andrew, confirming the $1,500 for November. Make sure Samantha gets her share for books and rent. Their side pivoted, claiming no agreement to those terms. "Intentions aren't binding," the lawyer said with a shrug. I sat there gripping the table edge as flashbacks hit years of sending money, thinking it built family bonds only to see it funneled elsewhere. Andrew took the stand next, sworn in with a solemn expression. "Emily's done well as a professor," he began, his voice steady. "When she started sending money, we saw it as her way of giving back. We adopted her, saved her from foster care. She offered freely, no demands." He even teared up slightly, mentioning the adoption like it justified everything. Michelle followed, echoing the sentiment. "We raised her right. The funds helped the whole family, including Stephanie's new business." She glanced at me with a mix of defiance and plea. Stephanie went last, flipping her hair as she sat. "I was struggling," she said softly, biting her lip for effect. "Emily offered the apartment, and I tried to pay, but times got tough." The pause was to protect her asset, not harm it. Justin cross-examined sharply. "Did you sign an agreement to cover the mortgage?" She looked down. "Yeah, but it was informal sisters help sisters." The real turning point came when their lawyer claimed the mortgage pause was my idea. She called from Japan, panicked about payments, and asked Stephanie to file it. I nearly stood up, but Justin signaled calm. "Your Honor, that contradicts the signed email agreement, and we have audio." The judge leaned forward. "Play it." The courtroom filled with the recording from my phone. Stephanie's voice cheerful. "I did you a favor, signed the forms since you were abroad. Easier that way." Followed by her admission about using the money. It was sitting there better for my boutique. The room went still as the audio ended. Their lawyer set down his notes slowly while Stephanie shifted uncomfortably. The judge rubbed her chin. "This changes things." From there, their defense fell apart. Justin presented the bank logs, showing funds redirected to boutique expenses, down payment receipts tied to withdrawals. The judge ruled in our favor after brief deliberation. Full repayment of $12,000 in arrears and diverted funds, plus $5,000 in damages, and legal fees covered. But the twist hit when Stephanie admitted she couldn't pay cash. She'd sunk everything into the boutique, now open and stocked. "I'll need a payment plan," she pleaded, tears forming. The judge didn't budge. Given the evidence of misuse, assets can be seized. 2 weeks later, after missed deadlines, the court authorized transfer of the boutique's ownership to me as restitution. Stephanie's equity matched the owed amount, almost exactly $9,000 from sales projections and inventory value. It took paperwork, but soon the keys were mine. The sign changed to a holding notice. I contacted a real estate agent the next day to sell the boutique quickly. It fetched a fair price in San Diego's market, enough to cover Samantha's tuition for the next 2 years, plus a cushion for emergencies. We celebrated quietly over pizza at her apartment, where she showed me her improved grades now that stress had lifted. "I quit the extra shifts," she said, grinning, "but kept the barista job, once a week free coffee perk." I laughed, feeling lighter than I had in months. With the funds secure, I decided against another overseas gig, opting instead for a local teaching position at the university closer to Samantha and stable. We found a small house nearby, sharing dinners, weekly, talking about her classes or my lesson plans. No more toxic ties weighing us down. Cutting them off happened gradually but completely. I blocked their numbers after one last message from Michelle begging for reconciliation. "We're family, forgive us." I didn't reply. Samantha did the same, deleting old voicemails from Grandma that twisted the truth. Stephanie tried emailing once about unfairness, but I marked it spam. Andrew sent a card simple with sorry inside, but it went straight to the trash. We didn't attend holidays or birthdays, letting silence speak. Breathing came easier without the guilt trips or manipulations. Samantha thrived, specializing in family dynamics, ironically, while I focused on literature that explored betrayal themes. From this experience, I learned that family isn't defined by blood or adoption papers. It's built on trust, respect, and mutual support. I gave endlessly out of misplaced gratitude, only to realize it enabled their selfishness. True bonds don't demand one-sided sacrifices or hide behind excuses like we needed it more. If your family takes without permission or makes you feel like a burden, set boundaries early. It protects your peace and prevents deeper hurt. Watch for red flags like vague finances or guilt-laden conversations. Addressing them sooner can save years of pain. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've faced similar family challenges, share in the comments, subscribe for more real-life tales, and hit the bell to stay updated.